A player whose talent was born for the biggest stage of all. He has dazzled us with his brilliance and belief in Sheffield. 7 in a row against Ronnie, 11 in a row against C. The greatest comeback in Crucible history. And here he is, emerging for the most important match of his life. Give it up for the Belgian bullet, Luca Brecel.
There you heard it from Rob Walker, the biggest comeback in Crucible history. 14-5 down, he was dead and buried, then won 12 of the next 13 to book his place in this final.
And now to one of the all-time greats, a player whose determination has defined his life and career. His 4-time champion has the heart of a lion. The lessons he learned from his father have served him well and will serve him well again. Here he comes, the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby.
Yep, final number 6 for Selby, and his record is excellent. 4 wins, 1 defeat so far in the final. He's going to take some beating. And he looks calm, doesn't he? A smile and a wave. So the obligatory handshake with the trophy. This is where it all begins. The biggest match in world snooker. Mark Selby, Luca Brecel.
Wants to end this run of Selby's success, which is stretched to 4 frames. The Belgian wants to get his mojo back. It's the way of the snooker world. When you start to play well, things work out. Brecel's forced smile is a little on the disingenuous side. He hates it. Earlier on today, Mark Selby tried a yellow similar to that. Tried to power it into the middle pocket and screw off a couple of cushions in and out of bulk. That didn't work out. The brown did.
Six. $30.
Had to take a certain element of risk there. Went into the bunch, but easily screwed back out again. And it's worked out just fine. He played that shot with lots of deep screw and reverse side to widen the angle of the cue ball off the side cushion. He actually caught it a little too well. That's why he needs the rest.
22.
Talk about producing when you need to. Selby's pot success rate in the session that matters most, currently at 95%. And a couple of the pots he has missed have been immaterial, coming at the end of frames already well
20.
and truly secured.
Yep. Thank you. 30.
Brecel marooned in his chair, now having empathy with Selby after their extraordinary semi-final, when it was Brecel on the comeback trail for frame after frame.
$37. $38.
The gentleman second from the left, that's Gareth Potts. Great name, isn't it, for a youth sports expert? He's won a lot of big Chinese 8-ball pool tournaments.
$43.
So much in pool depends on the break-off. So much in snooker depends when players go into the bunch. This time for Selby, it's not worked out.
Mark Selby, 43.
Selby looking good here for two reasons. One, the 43-point advantage, of course. That's self-evident. Also, the fact he has got one red safe. Nevertheless, Selby very mindful that if Brecel got in, he could salvage the frame quite easily. So, shutting the shop. The weight of that cue ball and the direction couldn't have been any better. Fortunate there. Fortunate. Not just leaving the cue ball safe, getting another red. Close to a cushion. Yes, he's been frozen now for quite some time. Luca Brecel, he's brilliant potting. Has suddenly gone west. Remember, Brecel drew a blank in frame 29 and 30. And from where Selby is here, it could be frame 31 also.
1. Six. Seven.
Selby was forced to negotiate two difficult opening matches. Matthew Selt fought back gallantly before losing 10-8. Then Gary Wilson provided stern early resistance.
40.
Eventually succumbed 13-7. Then came Selby's best performance in terms of standard. In every aspect, he was top-notch.
15.
In overcoming John Higgins 13-7 in the quarterfinals. Before crossing the line first in that marathon against Mark Allen 17-15. That's what makes Mark Selby an all-time great. He can win in so many different ways.
23. $30. $31.
Such a hard, uncompromising
38.
snooker player. A warm,
39.
friendly, humble human being. But on the table, cold-blooded.
44. $45. 52. Thank you. Mark Selby, 52.
You know, at 16-10, now to 16-15, Luca Brecel has gone from hero, literally, to zero. He hasn't scored or potted a ball. Suddenly, Mark Selby in total command. Can he make it 6 frames in succession and tie the scores? For now, at least, the wheel has fallen off the Brecel cart. We've seen that kind of red from him 3 times now in relatively quick succession. Missing it by a mile, catching it far, far too full. Now, though, of course, the pendulum of pressure swings back towards Selby.
One.
Now, he's got a realistic chance of being crowned champion for the 5th time. You just sensed the hesitation on the first red. Things in his mind felt a little differently. Brecel's first pot in over 54 minutes of playing time, and that's just actual playing time. It doesn't include the breaks, the spells in between frames. So it's been over an hour in actuality. It's all very well to knock in big breaks when you're flowing. When that flow has been well and truly interrupted, different proposition.
9.
But again, that middle pocket potting comes to the fore. He's left himself nothing easy.
14.
The red to middle is another pressure ball, but at least it's available. All about nerve now and self-belief. Trying to play calmly.
$17. 18. 23.
We can't get inside Luca Brecel's head. What we can do is tell you this. He's never felt pressure of this magnitude before.
24.
Few snooker players do.
$31. $32.
That's fine. That's fine.
39.
Caught the far jaw, but always going to go in.
$40.
When he was a youngster, he used to love the World Championship, watching all of the action back in Belgium. There's a story that he used to videotape back then all of the matches and watch them for a second time. The tournament caught his imagination. But could Luca Brecel ever have imagined he'd be on the threshold of triumph? He's a little too straight on this black. If he screws back, he will make contact with the red closest to the cushion. Looked at the alternatives, had to risk it, and it's not worked out.
51.
Well, the break is over. All about now keeping things tight. But from where he is, that's not a given.
Luca Brecel, 51.
Wisely realised he couldn't play anything extravagant to get the cue ball back into baulk. So just knocking a red closer to the side cushion. Selby's sequence of domination is punctuated, but he could still steal the frame. Six reds on the table mean there's still 75 out there. With a 50-point lead, Brecel would love to see the frame messed up a little. Trailing by 50. Selby wants the balls as open as is possible. Uncharacteristic safety error. Brecel's half-century has returned a little freedom to the cue arm. Played it as a shot to nothing, of course, quite correctly. Now it's time surely to tuck up or to get a bulk colour safe.
Green ball.
It's the latter.
Luca Brecel.
Well thought out. You cannot fault his judgment there.
Thanks, Mark. One.
How significant could that outrageous fluke turn out to be? Not significant at all. Brecel just needs this red and any colour.
Thank you. One.
What relief for Brecel when the brown refused to drop. That should be frame ball. He's 57 or 56 in front with 51 on. So 2 snookers needed. But we all know Selby can wriggle free in these kind of situations. And he's done so on many occasions in the past. That's why Brecel is not dropping his guard in any way, shape or form.
Luca Brecel, 6.
Selby in first, Mr. Black. Then he received a wonderful slice of fortune, only to miss the brown. That's why he's on the verge of going 2 down with 3 to play. That smacked of desperation at the end of a frame that's very much gone against him. All doubt about the frame, surely removed now.
Eight. Luca Brecel, 8. And the frame.
After failing to score in 3 consecutive frames, Brecel digs deep, makes a 51 break, and moves onto the verge of victory. Mark Selby trailing 15-17.
Luca Brecel to break.
Frame 33 is announced. Frame 33 of 35. This is now the business end. Mark Selby has won 22 world ranking titles. His first was 15 years ago at the Welsh Open. He came up against RonnieO'Sullivan in the final. On that occasion, he was 3 down with 4 to play, but snatched the verdict at 9-8. He's resilient. He won't go away. parrying for an opening, both of them. And unusually, in the safety stakes, Selby is the first to crack. Brecel doesn't like what he sees. Reds are available, but position, an issue. Well conceived. Now he's potting to middle at the risk of being repetitive. Has been sensational. Another test coming up. Another test passed with flying colours. Now, did the little nudge on the black make it potable to top right? Clearly not, but it's potable to top left. Is this the visit that seals it? Remember, 4 century breaks this afternoon. He's made 8 other breaks in this match, of 50 or more.
$16. $23. $24.
Does the red go through the gap? If it does, 31. What a break. What a lucky break. There you can see, it sails through. But using the rest, in these circumstances, far from easy. Made it look like that, though. Made it look like that. 32. That could be the beginning of the end. Brilliant.
$39.
In the early to mid-90s, the snooker tour used to go to Belgium for the European Open World Ranking event, and before that, the Humo Masters, an invitation tournament. The game was really popular then, but the thought of having a Belgian world champion never even crossed our minds. Now it is. It's writ large.
40.
Is continental Europe about to have its first world snooker champion? All about connecting the dots, keeping it simple, not
47.
losing the cue ball or concentration.
$48.
You saw the spring in his step there. He's realising, if he minds his work, this is it.
$55. $56.
Down and out against the title holder, RonnieO'Sullivan. Even more down and out against the Crucible rookie, Si Wei. Somehow Luca Brecel found a way. And now he's on the verge
62.
of Wonderland.
$63.
The most routine of blues, and then one more red.
$68.
This is it. The crowd have done their arithmetic. They know. They know. He's almost over the line. But don't take anything for granted against Mark Selby. Even closer to victory now. One more red. And it's definitely safe and secure. What a moment for Luca Brecel. What a moment for snooker. He knows now. He knows. Mission accomplished. Eurosport took this great game and broadcast it
82.
around continental Europe. And now, the first world champion
83.
from the continent has emerged in Luca Brecel. Can he finish off with a century?
90. 91.
Selby can't be too hard on himself. He's played a terrific championship. But when you're up against an inspired opponent, sometimes there's not a lot you can do.
7.
And to finish off like this,
98.
it's the stuff of dreams. Luca Brecel's 5th century of the day. Someone shout Europe. Yes, it is. Europe all the way. No total clearance, but frankly, so what? The job is done. Mark Selby, terrific sportsman. Luca Brecel, world champion. The Belgian bullet has hit the target. He can hardly believe it. Before this, he'd been to the Crucible on 5 previous occasions, and he never won a match. Now he's won the whole shebang. What a turnaround. We knew what his upper ceiling was. It was just a matter of whether he could produce it. And boy, did he produce it. Simply brilliant. Luca Brecel, the 2023.
Your champion, Luca